Welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with a match preview for Newcastle United's upcoming game this weekend down at Craven Cottage against Fulham. 3 p.m. kickoff. I love Craven Cottage. It's a real historical looking football ground. Really good place to go and watch football. But let's hope Newcastle United get the result at the weekend. So we're going to get stuck right into this. Talk about how we think the lads are going to line up. Talk about the opposition. And more importantly, how we think the game is going to go. If that's the kind of thing you like, smash subscribe. Help get us to 9,000 subs. We're so close. We're within 350 or something like that. And we've got a great prize for the 9k subscriber prize. You could win a classic blue McEwen's retro Newcastle United shirt if you get us to 9k and enter the prize draw for that particular event. Smash that button. Recommend us to family and friends, guys. You won't regret it. All quality Newcastle United content on our channel. So let's get stuck right in then. So yeah, this is not going to be an easy game. I like Fulham. I like Marco Silva. I think his teams play really good football. And Fulham have signed really well in the summer as well. The likes of Smith Rowe coming in. Even Ryan Sessegnon under the radar on a free transfer. Some good Premier League players. So this is not going to be an easy game for Fulham. They've just come off the back of a pretty disappointing defeat in the Cup against Preston North End on penalties. That can happen to anybody that. We've been jamming to get through penalty shootouts over the last couple of years. So could have easily been us in lower league opposition. We've still got MK Dons coming up next week or so. So let's not count our chickens too quickly about that one. So this is how I think the lads are going to line up. It's really hard to second guess Eddie Howe. I watched his press conference today. Doesn't give anything away. Very impressive. You know, you can criticise Eddie and tell him, you know, talk about him being frustrated at times in terms of lack of substitutions, but you can never criticise him in a press conference because he's very, very impressive, very articulate, very calm, very cool, very cold today to a certain North East journalist who tried to ask about Paul Mitchell. Ooh, that was a bit atmosphere with a knife job. Anyway, let's get stuck into the lineup. That's what's more important. So this is how I think the lads are going to line up. Few changes, as you can see in the lineup there. So Nick Pope is never present in goal. No doubt about it. The best keeper by a country mile. Let's hope he stays fit all season. The save against Wolves last week should have told you that as well. Had he stayed fit last season, we could be sitting with Europa football this season. So right back, Kieran Trippier coming back in. I thought he was brilliant when he come on against Wolves. Just calming everybody down, you know, not just on the ball. He was good on the ball. He was calm. He spoke to his other teammates, got everyone just looked to raise that game a bit when Kieran Trippier came on. And I love Tino, but he looked really, really poor. He was really bad for the goal as well that Wolves scored. So I think it could be time for Tino to have a little sit on the bench and let the experience come back in the shape of Trips. In the back line as well, we've got Fabian Schär and Dan Burn. I don't think he'll break that up. And Lloyd Kelly coming in at left back. I'm a huge fan of Lewis Hall, as you all know. But he looked fucked against Wolves. Really, really tired, cramping up. 19 years old. Something's not right with that. I don't know what Bunster's doing with Lewis Hall's fitness plan. But I want Lewis Hall to be fitter than that. I mean, he did get real serious running at him as well, in all fairness to him. So thank fuck Neto wasn't playing. Would have tied him up in knots. Thank God he went to Chelsea. But yeah, a bit worried about that Lewis Hall's fitness. I hope he can work on that because on the ball he's brilliant, but off the ball looked really poor against Wolves. Now the midfield is the big talking point right now, and it is Sean Longstaff or Sandro Tonali. It's really hard to second guess Eddie on this particular occasion. He was waxing lyrically about Sean. One of the journalists, I don't know who it was, actually thought it was Sean Longstaff's father at one point. He was asking that many questions about what does Sean Longstaff, would you lose when Sean Longstaff doesn't play in the team? It was a very leading, loaded question with local lad blinkers on, in my opinion. As you can see in my video about Sean, top lad, but is he as good as Sandro Tonali? Don't think so. So Sandro Tonali for me has to start this game, and I think Eddie Howe will bite the bullet and start Sandro. I think the pressure was growing a little bit about it. Sean was so poor against Wolves that I think a start for Sandro is warranted. I think he needs to start the game and just see how he can get a hold of the game, how he can influence the game alongside Bruno Guimaraes in midfield. And I think he'll stick with Joe Linton, mainly because of the injury up front in case Joe has to go either on the left-hand side or through the middle. Bit harsh with Joe Willock. I think Joe Willock was brilliant against Wolves when he come on, and Joe Linton's been really poor, minus the Southampton game, so could easily make that change, and Joe Willock could be in that midfield with Joe on the bench. And in the front three, the big news is Alexander Isak is missing. It's not his eye, it's his eye and his fucking toe as well. So he looks like he's upset. The witch doctor, the toe witch doctor that cursed Harvey Barnes last season, has got a hold of Alexander Isak and he's got a sore toe. Massive issues with the striker position in this football club. I'm going to do a separate video on that because I'm not happy about it. Callum Wilson missing again. Not going to be back until after the next international break. William Masula not getting any minutes at all. It's a joke. But I'm going to save that for my rant video. But going back to this game, the front three, he's going to play Gordon through the middle. I think he'll play Barnes on the left-hand side and he'll play Murphy on the right. Now, he could easily swap Murphy out for Miggy Almiron. Miggy's not really had much minutes this season, but he spoke, very well about Miggy as well. And this is Miggy's game, to be fair. Miggy and Fulham, that seems to be where Miggy Almiron turns into a bit of a worldie and scores some blinders. So he might get the sniff. He might get the nod ahead of Jacob Murphy in this game. Murphy was poor again against Wolves, so you could easily see Miggy getting a start. But going back to the game itself, I don't think this is going to be an easy game at all. I really don't. I like the way Fulham play. I think if you look at the team that they've got, I think Wilson's very creative in midfield. Their wingers frighten me a little bit. Adama Traore, depending on which one shows up, he's either shite or brilliant. He's rapid. He's built like a brick shithouse with them big baby oiled arms of his that you can't get a hold of. You got Iwobi on the other side, who's very skillful, very tricky. Raul Jimenez, when he's not trying to guillotine Sean Longstaff and get a red card, is a good, decent centre forward. He holds a ball up well, brings others into play, can get goals as well. And Emile Smith-Rowe just behind him adds that little bit of creativity, set up a goal of the week. And he looks good. Again, he's injury prone, he's made of glass, but he's a talented footballer. And if they click Fulham, they could really cause us some trouble. We're not defending particularly well. The midfield is getting strolled through too easy. So we need big performances from the lads in this game. But I think missing Isak is a huge blow for the football club. Huge blow for the team. But we've got a chance to go top if we win this game. But missing Isak is massive. Gordon has to really step it up in this game. And he's not a striker. And I feel really shit even thinking about that, about Anthony Gordon, because he's not a centre forward. The only thing I can see going in our favour here is the fact that him and Barnes might interchange positions between the left and the central attacking berth, and that could cause Fulham all kinds of trouble. Again, they've signed quite well at the back. They signed Anderson from Crystal Palace, who's a very good player. Someone that we probably should have looked at in all fairness, very Fabian Schär-esque, but he's going to have a difficult time to deal with the pace and the movement of those two on that left-hand side in particular. Whoever plays on the right, I don't think will impact the game a great deal, because I just think that they're just not very good players in all fairness. But the left-hand side and the central berth between Gordon and Barnes and the interchange there could really, really cause some serious trouble for Fulham. Now, this is a fixture that's been kind to us in the past. I think we've won the last 5 of these fixtures at the Craven Cottage. So it's been a decent game hunting ground for Newcastle United over the last few years. Now, this is a tricky one because my heart says Newcastle United are going to win 2-1, but my head says it's probably going to be a 1-1 draw, and I can't really split the two, so fuck it, I'll go with my heart because I'm a passionate man, and I'm going to say 2-1 Newcastle United in this game. It'll be another win, get us top of the league. I don't know how long for, mind you, but we'll be top of the league. We're still not clicking. Let's hope we can click in this game. If we can click, we could really put a few past Fulham, but I think Fulham are a well-organised team. They're probably unlucky not to get more points in the board than they had. They were brilliant in the first game against Manchester United, who were jammy as fuck to get that win. So I think this is going to be a difficult game. I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle. Let's hope the lads can get the business done. No more injuries, please, for the love of Christ. We need more players fit than injured. But let us know in the comments below what you guys think about this fixture. Do you think it's going to be an easy one or difficult one? What do you think about the team lineup there? How do you think Eddie's going to go? And what do you think about the result? We always like to hear from you. Drop a comment in. We'll always take the time to reply to you, as long as we keep it above the belt and it's not nasty stuff, or you'll get the flick if you're a prick, as I always say. Like the video, help the channel grow, subscribe, get us to 9k. We'll be back with a post-match analysis of this game on Saturday afternoon. Keep it evermore, guys. Have a belter. We'll see you later.
Newcastle United 3.